Garoppolo won't practice. Christian McCaffrey won't practice. Calf. Elijah won't practice. Groin. Trent Williams will be full. Debo, limited ankle. Charles, limited oblique. Ambry, limited ankle.
Now, is this a team that you look at, the Eagles, in terms of the way that they were built? I mean, you mentioned that you know Sirianni a little, but not that much. I don't know how close John and Howie are. But I think you got the same amount of draft picks that are on your team. You've both gone out and made key trades. Are they built similar to you in the way that you see in terms of the things they espouse and want to do?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I don't think we're real similar. I think we look at things a little bit different, but I like to say most teams build it that way in the league.
With Garoppolo, did he have a setback? Did the X-ray reveal something where he's not going to be on the field this week? Or
No, it's just been an outside chance the whole time, and that was still an outside chance. So,
Any concern now about McCaffrey and Mitchell not being able to practice today, or are you still kind of
same concerns I had yesterday.
You're not the most kind of rah-rah kind of guy, but you have developed a culture here that's allowed for a lot of success. Aside from the talent that you guys have on the roster, kind of what else has been a key for that foundation of success here?
Getting good players. I think holding everyone accountable. Just focusing on as simple as putting people together that do as good as they can and know what they're talking about, and always try to just do what's right. Not worry about outside perception, not try to worry about draft status, not try to worry about anything but just what makes sense from a football decision. And I'm in as good of a building as I've ever been in that allows everyone to focus on that in all areas.
Well, with a Shanahan decision, is that an organizational decision? I mean, does ownership get involved?
Yes, everything starts with them on decisions like that.
Is that a difficult decision to arrive at?
You can ask them that, but yeah, we have to talk about all that stuff hard.
I know you like to obviously look at the opposing defense and kind of figure out where the areas to attack them are, but is it more difficult with a team like the Eagles that have good players at every level of that defense? What's the challenge that you face and the coaching staff faces in putting together a game plan to beat them?
Anytime you play a team with good players and a good scheme, it's just sound defense. And when you play sound defenses, there's not a lot of holes schematically. So you try to put guys in position to beat their players, and they got pretty good players too. And on top of it, when you have a real good pass rush with good back end with all 7 of those guys, it just combines for making everything more difficult. And that's usually what you see this time of year. I think that's exactly how our defense is. And they'll come after you. They'll do what's needed to keep you off. But anytime you have a team that doesn't have to do that because they can cover with good players, have 7 guys versus 4 guys, keep people in the help protection, then you have 7 guys versus 3 guys. All that stuff becomes a factor and just allows teams to be more sound, which makes it a lot harder to get big explosives.
You said that you didn't really have time to ease Brock into anything just because of the nature of how he first came into the starting role. Now that you've worked with him for a while now, how would you assess his ability to handle just the multitude of your offense and everything that you've been able to throw at him so far?
He's been great. He just tries to soak it in throughout the week. It's always harder on Wednesdays when you get so much and you're not going to get it right then, and he doesn't seem to over panic about it. He takes each rep, walk through the meetings, every clip we show, you can just tell he is locked in and just building up information all the time, and that's what you want players and coaches to do. It's never a final product on Wednesday, but you work your butt off throughout the week, and usually by Saturday night it's pretty clear, and that's what he's shown. He's been able to handle the pressure throughout the week, because sometimes you want to go out there and look great for all your teammates, but you don't always know that on Wednesday and Thursday, and you just keep reviewing the tape, keep going through the looks, and you make sure you're there Saturday night so you can sleep comfortably and wake up extremely confident.
When you're watching film, the regular season, how many games do you typically go back, and do you watch more games for a postseason opponent?
I do the same every week. Just game orders and stuff. When you go from play 1 to the last play, you probably pick 6 or 7 games, and but but then whatever they have on the year are into all of our cut-ups. So, I mean, we watch everything at some time and how it's cut up, whether it's just formationally or personnel-wise. And if we don't have many games, about halfway through the year, we stop using the year before. We try to get as much tape as we can.
I think every team ever talks about the importance of turnovers. You guys are 15-0 when you either win or tie the turnover battle, 0-4 when you don't. How have you been able to be so consistent in that regard?
I think we're a good team, and turnovers is the number one thing that helps any team win. So I think when you're a good team, and we've been that way as good as we have with getting turnovers and not turning it over, I think you should expect that.
Brock, have you ever in a game seen him frazzled about anything you've ever needed to calm him down, or is he as unflappable as he seems?
He's a human. So if he misses something, he's frustrated. But he's not. It's always temporary. Just like I'd like to think we all are. We can all have quick reactions and stuff, but if that clock's ticking, that reaction ends pretty fast. It's by the next play. Sometimes if it's the last play of a series, it lasts a little bit longer, but by the time you go out there, I always feel the same guy.
Was there anything behind the scenes that he did that gave you maybe more confidence that all his practice success would translate to the game environment if he ever got a shot, which obviously proved out to be? But
you watch just how people carry themselves, and so you have guesses on how they're going to be and stuff, but no, you never know until they get in those games.
There was a lot of hand-wringing about Aaron Banks before this season just because of his rookie year. What level of confidence did you have, and I don't know, where is he as far as, have he surpassed expectations, but hasn't been?
He didn't play his rookie year, did he? 5 snaps. You guys don't like those 5 snaps?
Well, no, there are people like, well, he's a second-round pick, so how come he's not starting?
Right. You guys shouldn't have wrote that.
The question is, people are like, something must be wrong with the guy. He's not starting. He's a guard, second-round pick. And so, did you share some?
No, we had Laken Tomlinson last year was contract and again I think like a $14 million deal from the Jets, and we had a starting right guard in Dan Brunskill who we played with 3 years in a row. And we thought he was doing pretty good, and we thought we'd give Banks a little bit more time. I think that goes back to the beginning. I answered a question of it's really nice to be in a place that just worries about their best football decision and not, oh my God, they're going to think we had a bad draft pick because you're not playing them right away. Sometimes that ruins people. If someone had got hurt, we would have been pumped to play him right away. Thought we had a pretty good guard, but it's really hard to come in as a first-round pick, second-round pick, and just beat out solid NFL players who've been doing it for a while. And if you don't have to do that, and you get to watch some guys and not get thrown into the fire and struggle for a few games, and maybe everyone and you get your confidence killed, I think that can be a benefit to a lot of people. But not everyone has that luxury, and I'm glad that we had the talent to do that, and I'm very happy I'm in a building that allows us to think that way.
Your good draft pick now to you?
I think he's doing a good job. Yeah. Well, you stay over a course of a career. I'm not just week in and week out.
Did he ascend faster than you thought he would, though, Kyle, just to assimilate to the NFL game?
We thought he had the right mentality, and we know he had the size and stuff. O-line's so different because you can look and have the ability, but O-line's about consistency and almost how many times you don't mess up. It's cool to have all the highlight tapes and stuff, and if you have a couple bad looks, that might be all over social media and everything, and that might be embarrassing for you, but bad looks are bad looks. It's about how you play over a course of 70 plays, and you never really know that till a guy gets in there. And sometimes they got to get their butts kicked before you even find out if they are a real player, because you are going to get that in this league at every position, especially at O-line versus the D-lineman you go against, and no one's going to notice you really until you get your butt kicked. And then it's how you respond. And that's we felt like we really believed in the person and believed in the talent, but you still, just like I said about Brock, you got to put them out there and watch how they do. And, I think it was cool to watch him even in the preseason. He had a couple games where it wasn't great, but once week 1 started, I thought he was better, and week 2 better, and I think it's improved that way throughout the whole year.
Coach, recently on the radio, Steve Kerr mentioned that you guys played some golf this summer, and the other day before a game, he said he has 49ers fever. I wonder about that golf session. When you meet with another coach at a high level, do you guys talk about winning or different mentalities? Like, what do you gain from a relationship with Steve as far as maybe professionally that you can apply to your football team?
I mean, we weren't in the same foursome, so I didn't get that whole 4 hours, but we all hung out after for about an hour and a half, and I think it's just fun to hang out with cool people who are in similar situations as you are. I mean, you just know the stakes that he goes through, and you know some of the players and stuff that he deals with, and just all that type of things. And so just to have those conversations are fun. But I mean, there was a group of 15 of us, and but you could say each drink we had, the more we realized that we're going to get in trouble because our wives expected us back 2 hours ago. So I would love to have more opportunities like that.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.